Are you trying to learn English in a fun and easy way? Then you're in the right place. With every story, you naturally pick up useful phrases, expressions, and grammar without even trying. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the bell. We post a new story every single day, and it's the most enjoyable way to improve your English. He didn't know why it had to be yellow. Maybe it was the light of the morning sun that made him think about the color. Maybe it was the cafe chair he sat in earlier, or the small butter croissant he had for breakfast. Whatever the reason, when he stepped into the old bookstore in Paris that day, his eyes searched only for one thing: yellow books. The bookstore was the kind of place that didn't need a name outside. It had been there for a long time. The wooden door creaked as he pushed it open, and the warm smell of old pages surrounded him like a soft blanket. The air was quiet, but not silent. There were soft footsteps, pages turning somewhere deeper in the shop, and the faint sound of jazz playing from a small radio behind the counter. But it all felt gentle, like everything inside the store had learned to whisper. He walked slowly, like someone entering a dream. The shelves reached high, almost touching the ceiling. Some books stood in neat lines, others leaned lazily or piled up in corners like they had stories of their own. And then he began his strange mission. He wasn't looking for a specific title. Not an author. Not a genre. Just yellow. Bright yellow, soft yellow, old yellow, faded yellow. He didn't know what he was hoping to find. He only knew he would know it when he saw it. He moved between shelves like he was following a secret. He picked up one book with a cracked yellow spine. Its cover showed signs of time, small marks, worn edges, a corner folded long ago. He opened it, read a line, then put it back. Too heavy. He walked further. There was a book that had only a yellow stripe on its cover. He held it for a moment, but it didn't feel right. He didn't want a book with yellow. He wanted a yellow book. He continued exploring. A young man passed by him quietly and gave a polite smile. He smiled back, still holding a book with gold letters on the front. Almost yellow. But not quite. He turned into a corner of the store where the light changed. The window near the ceiling let in soft daylight, and the books here looked older. Their pages had turned the color of tea. Some of the covers were cloth. Some had no titles left to read. That was when he saw it. A thin book with a full yellow cover. No picture. No words on the front. Just yellow. He reached for it, feeling something quiet move inside his chest. He opened the first page. The paper felt rough, thick. The kind that absorbs ink in years. The title was printed in small letters at the top. He didn't recognize the author. But he didn't care. He read the first line. Then the second. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't loud. But it was beautiful. The kind of beauty that whispers instead of shouts. He sat down on the small bench in the back of the bookstore. He read page after page. The story moved slowly, like a river without hurry. It told about a man who spent every morning walking the same street, just to see how the light changed on the windows. He didn't notice how much time had passed. Outside, the light in Paris began to shift. Shadows stretched longer across the floor of the store. The jazz from the radio had stopped. Or maybe he had stopped hearing it. He closed the book gently and looked at the yellow cover again. It wasn't just the color that made it special. It was the way it made him feel. The way it reminded him to notice small things. Quiet things. Things that don't ask to be remembered, but stay with you anyway. He stood up and walked toward the front counter. The older woman behind it gave a kind smile. He didn't say much. He just placed the yellow book on the counter and watched her wrap it in soft brown paper. When he stepped back outside, the air felt cooler. The street was a little quieter. The sky above the Seine had turned a soft gray, and small lights began to shine from windows. He walked along the river, the wrapped book under his arm, and thought about how strange it was. All the books in that store, and he had gone looking only for yellow. But maybe that's how we find the things we need. Not by knowing exactly what they are, but by knowing how we want them to feel. He didn't take a picture of the bookstore. He didn't write down the name. Maybe next time, he wouldn't be able to find it again. And that made it even better. He returned to his small hotel with the yellow book beside him on the table. He didn't open it again that night. He just looked at it and smiled. That was enough. You just listened to an English story. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever looked for something strange or specific, like a color, and found something unforgettable? Tell us in the comments.